most grown-up thing I've ever done in my life.
It only took literally 2 hours to set this up. Hello, and welcome to Beyond the Coach podcast. I am your host, Kelsey Nanini.
And I am Chris Sweet.
And this is wild. We're like starting a freaking podcast. Like, what's happening?
We're doing a lot of things.
We're actually doing so many things.
Probably too many things.
Which is why we started the podcast, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. We're just going to go full force for 2025. Our word of the year is growth. So that's going to come in multiple different areas. And that includes providing a podcast to you guys. We're super excited for it.
Super crazy. So the announcement is officially out on Instagram.
Yes.
And I guess now it's out on wherever you listen to your podcasts.
Everywhere.
We are joining forces! So yeah, we have created Apex Athletics from my company, Real Health and Performance.
And my company, Revolution Health and Fitness. So we wanted to use this episode to pretty much explain like why we decided to do the merge, where we come from as far as business goes, and really create like a collective space for coaches and entrepreneurs, aspiring coaches to come in and just get like real, raw, unfiltered advice and guidance from people who have been in the industry for years now. And collectively, we've been able to very proudly serve over 1,000 clients, be in the industry collectively across the board between Kelsey and I think it's 13 years, right?
Yeah.
Because like 5, 6 for me. And then, so a lot of advice, a lot of knowledge, a lot of education. And we're really excited to provide it all to you.
Yeah, we like had this vision, so it all kind of came to fruition. We've known each other for like a year and a half, 2 years-ish online. We would like Zoom. Like the first time we Zoomed together was like 2 hours.
Yeah,
it just happened because we live across the country. Like obviously we're together right now. I'm in Phoenix and
I live in Boston.
Yeah.
So
we like Zoomed and we were like, oh my gosh, we like hit it off immediately. But, like, combining forces was never a thing. Then, all of a sudden, like, we were in Austin together, and we were like, we, like, want to do the same thing. Like, why aren't we just doing it together? Like, it's fine if we are competition. Like, we would be chill together, but, like, why do it alone when we could do it together and just create, like, the go-to company for coaches and high-level athletes and high-level, like, high achievers and people who just want to be at that next level and just feel like they can't do it alone, which is us as well. It's why we both have coaches, and it brought to fruition Apex Athletics.
Yeah, and I think it's very rare in the coaching space. Like, we have so many coaching friends and colleagues and people that we've met in all lengths of life and business at this point that I think it's rare to come across truly somebody who has like the exact same goals. And something that I think really clicked for Kelsey and I was like, oh, we're merging businesses not only with someone who is similar personality wise, but also someone who has the same like life goals and aspirations and long-term what we want and sustainability in business. And not just, I think when I first started business, it was like this hobby. It was like this thought. It was like, well, I'll see where it goes. But I think to find someone who truly just gets the personal side, but then also the business side. Because I think even from like a coaching ethics like standpoint, even that can be a little bit different, or values can be a little bit different, even friend to friend. So I've never had the thought of merging until Kelsey and I were together, and we were like, this just makes sense when you're having very transparent conversations about money, future, families, goals, challenges, struggles that you've had in the past, your strengths, your weaknesses. There was so much that just really clicked for us. And like Kelsey said, I think it's just better together as far as scaling a business, being able to delegate, being able to offload. I joke all the time that I need like a copy and pasted version of me. Like, I'm like, if I could just copy and paste and duplicate me, that would have been the best solution, I think, but the most unrealistic one to actually come into play. So the fact that we were able to come together is really exciting. And, it's a whole journey right now that we're on, which we're really excited to share that and be really open and honest and transparent as far as it goes, because we don't want this to be a place where we're gatekeeping information or we're not being honest with you guys, and we want to give you the information that also we wish that we had when we were first starting out as well.
Literally, yeah. Yeah, and this whole thing just kind of came so quickly. Like, it was a decision we made super fast, but it was really cool to just see how similar we were. Like, we were training one of our new team members together, and you're like, well, if you know one of us, you like kind of know both of us. Like, we're so similar. And I think the cool part is we're similar, but we also have like our own special like tactics we bring to the table almost, which I think helps so much when we are talking about coach mentorship and things we wish we would have known along the way, and really just making it easier for coaches in the future. Like, I've had coaches coach Collective for, it'll be 2 years this year, which is crazy, in July. And the reason I did it was because I just kept getting so frustrated with like clients coming in being like, well, this coach did this for me. And I'm like, how did we get here? How did we get here? And I think we both just have such a great vision for creating better coaches. And I always say, like, I don't think we have a coach. Like, I think so many people use the excuse of the coaching industry is saturated and there's too many coaches and I can't be good out there. I'm like, think about how many house painters there are out there. Think about how many dentists there are out there. There's not dentists going, oh, it's too saturated, I'm just going to stop. It's like, there's a ton of people in every industry, but there's not a ton of high quality people in every industry. And specifically with coaching, we need so many more high quality level coaches, because you're putting the health of other people at risk by not being a high quality coach. So that was honestly like what kind of our vision is not just being the go-to for nutrition and fitness coaching for lifestyle clients, but also for coaches who like not only need to prioritize their own health, they need to prioritize getting to the gym and their performance goals and their physique goals and taking care of themselves, but they also need to know what the fuck they're doing with their clients. Like, they need to know how to take care of their clients and provide high quality level coaching, because it matters so much and it's not talked about enough in the industry.
No, yeah, it's definitely not. And I think, between Kelsey and I, it's taken us so many years to get to a point in business where, like, I can say we are successful in business and I can say this, but it came with also those years of figuring out the pieces ourselves, like taking what we were learning in textbook and in school and all this stuff and figuring out, like, how do you even apply this? Like, nobody is telling you from a textbook, here's how to actually put this into like a realistic place for a client, right? Or a case scenario that's coming up. Like, everyone is so different. And so we really want to create that space for coaches where you guys feel like you understand how to navigate scenarios and you're being built as a better coach, which in return makes you a better business owner and helps you scale the business faster. And depending on your goals, do what you need to do in a faster timeline. Like what took us, again, 13 years collectively, hopefully takes you much less time by coming here and chatting with us and seeing everything that we're going to be putting out. And it starts here with this podcast, and it starts here with putting out just so much information and knowledge. And again, not gatekeeping that stuff. And you'll see in the next episode, we're going through our 2025's ins and outs, and gatekeeping is one of the things that we'll be talking in there. But I just think a big thing is just having the right resources and having trusted people. And that took me a really long time to figure out. Who do I trust? Who's authentic in this space? Who actually knows what they're talking about and is being really honest and open about it too? And for us, what I enjoy about Kelsey and I collectively is like we talk a lot about that, of like our past mistakes and our goals and where we wish we had done better, where we wish we spent less time on the business or in our coaching practices to get where we're at today. So I'm just really excited to share all of that. And I ran a podcast before this, and I think what was always missing was just like another brain, another person, somebody else to bounce ideas off of. So that's what excites me the most with this too, is that you kind of get to, which similar for us building a business, it's like building together is faster and better, but also for you guys, having both of us here talking to you and chatting with you is just going to be better for you to get both of our opinions on things. And sometimes they might be different, we're going to find out along the way. And I'm excited to share all of those moments with you too.
Yeah. I think something too you said at the beginning of that is like, your business. And I think it's so crazy what we do as coaches, because like coaching coaches, everyone wants to just grow their business. Everyone wants to know how to get to 10K months and how to get to a 5K month, how to get to 20K month, whatever that like revenue generating amount is for you. And it's talked about so much. I've been a part of business coaching scenarios that were all about how much money you could make, but not the impact you can make. And before you go and try to just scale and get a ton of clients and make a ton of money, obviously we all want to make money, right? Like if you say you don't want to make money and money doesn't matter, I don't believe you. Money at this point, especially in time, I'm sure as a coach, you've probably heard a multitude of times from clients like, oh, I can't afford it. It's so hard to live. Yada, yada, yada. Yep, we get it. Like, it's tough, right? Being a millennial, being anyone right now is probably tough. But money aside, like, if you don't know how to coach ethically, if you don't know how to coach well, you don't know how to put a client through a reverse diet or a cut or maintenance, you don't have the integrity to keep your client at maintenance when they need to be at maintenance. Ethical coaching is so important, and putting the client first is so important. And before you go and scale a company, you have to know how to do that. And I think that's a big part of this podcast, is not gatekeeping our secrets, is sharing them, is sharing our best tools, because, and frankly, when clients know you can do this, when you share your best stuff, you share your gold mine. Your mind is gold, yes. When you share your gold mine and your gold mine with your clients for free, when you give away your free shit for free, your best shit for free, think about how good your paid stuff is. So that's a big piece for this podcast too, is us sharing tidbits of knowledge with you. And our course obviously is dropping soon too, and our cohort is dropping soon too. So obviously we have ways that you can learn more, but like having this podcast, having our Instagrams be super helpful is just like a big thing for us to just provide as much value as we can to you guys, so you realize how important providing value is to your people as well.
Yeah, I'm here for it. I can't wait. We're going on I keep saying we're on a rocket ship and we're just going to take off to the moon.
And it's time to get on.
It's going to be the best time ever. I'm so excited for this. And I think too, this goes out to like any coach, any entrepreneur who is feeling like they've almost reached this weird dead end in their business. Like, I think a lot of it wasn't that I never didn't want to coach or I never wanted to grow Revolution myself. But I think a lot of this merging and everything came from a sense of like, I didn't know what that next step was going to be for me, because I felt like it was just kind of this weird dead end is the way to explain it. Like, I love coaching and I love what I do. But I always knew I wanted to do something more, something bigger. And so for anybody who is feeling that dead end, feeling that burnout, feeling that feeling of just like, where do you go from here? I want to tell you, like, there's so many bigger and more exciting things that are probably right around the corner that you don't even know is coming. But the timing of life is like so freaking weird. Like, the way that this merger came together, it was all about timing. It was all about truly like the universe working its shit out and just being like, these two girls are going to come together. They're, we've been friends online again for a while, but to truly come together and be like, they're going to do this thing, and we're going to create a space for conversations to be made where they can talk about their struggles and their challenges, which we're very thankful for our business mentor to provide that for us. Because had that not happened, I think we'd both still be feeling some of the emotions that we had towards business again, because business wasn't bad. It was just that weird, I don't know, it's like a little pit in your stomach sometimes. Like, I wasn't waking up with that same energy and that same hype, because I think I knew something needed to change and I didn't know what that was. And again, the timing of the universe and life and the world is just crazy, and you have to trust that. So for anybody who's feeling that, I also hope that throughout this journey of this podcast that you kind of find clarity in your own journey and find clarity in your own goals, and that we can normalize the emotions that come with running a business, because we both have experienced I don't want to say every probably every there's been a lot of emotions,
a lot of different emotions for sure.
We want to talk about that, because I think for a long time I was ashamed that I wanted change in my business, or ashamed of what needed to happen. But again, I didn't know what that was. It was this shame, this guilt that I had while serving also clients that I truly love and appreciate, and feeling like I couldn't bring my best self because I wasn't sure what that best self was. And that's what I'm really excited through this merger, is now showing this new energy, this new light, this new avenue that, again, you don't have to go into a merger, but like a merger was something I never considered. I never thought about. It wasn't something I ever thought I could do. It wasn't a thing that I was like, oh yeah, that's the next step. But I think just trusting yourself and trusting your gut, and that doesn't have to be with a merger, but it is with whatever kind of comes to mind throughout this podcast as you're listening to episodes, is just thinking, what could be that next step, right? Or taking points from it and allowing yourself to journal about it or think about it. And I think the biggest thing too is, as entrepreneurs, especially female entrepreneurs, we tend to let it all like kind of sit in us. Like we kind of let it like brew, and all of a sudden you just like have this moment where it all comes out and you have all these thoughts. Start talking about it. Like start talking more with your colleagues and with us. Send us a DM if you're feeling something, or you listen to an episode and you're like, I really resonated with that. Because the thing that has helped me the most through these moments of challenge in business is talking about it and having a safe place to do it. So I'm happy and proud of us for creating a safe space for people. But I think also just for you taking the advice of just start using those thoughts that like you're probably listening to this and saying some thoughts in your own head, say it out loud, like start saying it, putting it on a journal, putting it out there somewhere, because the quicker that you do that, the quicker you're going to work through challenges in your business, in your coaching, with client scenarios, whatever it may be. You can't let those things brew up for so long.
Yeah. And that goes back to too, just finding your people. If you don't feel like you have your people in the coaching space right now, like I feel like just like going through, not even just like business coaching, but look on Instagram, like just send the DM.
I think Kelsey and I literally sent it. I don't know who sent it first, but I think one of us at one point DM'd each other and was like, hi, I think you're cool and I think we could be friends. I'm not kidding. Most of my online friendships have come from me sending a very awkward DM saying, hi, I really like you and I think we could be friends. What do you think? And then suddenly you hop on a Zoom and you're talking for 2 hours.
Yeah,
like,
literally.
It just happens.
Yeah. And like just having the people you know want to go in the same trajectory as you. Again, like she said, doesn't have to be a merger. Like it quite literally is Delulu, but it's fun. And I think it's just going to be super cool. Like just sharing like how we are and finding your people and that kind of thing will be huge. So just some things to expect in the near future with us is obviously more podcast episodes, and then some other just
really exciting stuff. Yeah, you guys will be seeing that we are launching our first cohort. So if you are wanting to work more intimately with Kelsey and I, or you have almost questions about client case scenarios and your own coaching practices and bridging your own gap of like client retention and fulfillment and success, Kelsey and I are really excited to be launching our cohort. So we'll be talking more about that, and also posting a lot on Instagram. So definitely give us a follow. We'll put all of our Instagram handles in the bio, and really just anything that you need as far as coaching goes too. Like feel free to send us a DM and request those episodes, because we really want this to be something where we're providing the value that you want and that you need to. So definitely feel free to like give us any advice. Feel free to give us advice.
Give us advice. We need it.
But feedback. Give us feedback. Any concerns you guys have coming out of episodes, questions. Like we're really an open book. And that's probably our best and worst quality at the same time.
Literally, like that's just. Sometimes they say things and I'm like, oh shit. I shouldn't have said that.
But this is meant to be...
This is a safe place.
Unscripted, unhinged, whatever you want to call it.
The real side of us.
The real.
Where can the people find you?
That's a great question, because I've been changing my Instagram handle. Listen, guys, I'm going through an identity crisis with...
I also jumped to that so quick. I was like, yeah, we're like wrapping up, Where can they find you?
And I'm like, I actually don't know. As of right now, it's at Coach Chris Sweet, KRYSSWEET. But that may change. But for now, I'll put my Instagram handle in the bio, and you may find me. You may not.
There will be a link in the bio to find us. So far, I'm keeping mine. I think we're just going to keep her. Coach_Kelsey, but EA. KELSEA. And then there's something else I was going to say.
We're launching episodes every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday.
So every Wednesday, you'll see an episode launched. They're going to be together. There may be times where it may only be one of us. There may be times where there's a guest. Like we're doing all the things.
We're going through it all.
We're doing it all. We have a bunch of guests lined up for you guys. Like I'm really excited. Like
they don't know yet.
They don't know yet.
But we do have a list.
because we know that they'll come on, because we know that they're amazing people, and you guys are going to want to hear from them. So we're really excited to bring like a lot of value. The vision for the podcast, you know, again, is providing that for you, but also bringing in other people to just not be the gatekeeping podcast. Like we want to bring in other people, their ideas, their concepts, even if they're slightly different from us too. Like we really want to just give you guys the exposure that you want to other people in this space. So yeah, episodes every Wednesday. Give us a follow. You'll see the cohort going live as well. So definitely join in on that. Send a message to us. And that's, I think, it for now.
Yeah. Make sure to subscribe.
I'm like, is this YouTube? Like, subscribe, follow.
Technically, it will be on YouTube. So
like, subscribe, do it all. Yes.
And we'll see ya. Well, we won't see you, but you'll hear us and see us.
We'll see you next time.
In the next one.